get my hoodie game. Let me get my hoodie game on and popping. Let you know we are live. We just want to test out a few things real quick. Let people get a chance to come on in real quick. I want to set it up so I can make sure I can see your comments and read what you got to say. So give me a second. We're gonna go ahead and make it do what it do. That's weird. It's saying that we live, but it ain't saying where we live at. I'm using the Sling Studio, by the way. It is one of my favorite tools ever in video production. So let me see something real quick. I hope we didn't go live on the wrong account. That would suck. That would suck really bad, to be honest with you. So let's just check it out real quick. I don't know how I got 14 subscribers on that old channel. So give me a second. We're going to, kind of the reason for doing this is we're going to start doing more live events. And I want to make sure that we good. I want to make sure I can set it up where I can see your questions. I can hear you, get your feedback, and I can talk to you. So let's check it out. And I'm not seeing anything right now. That's weird. I got 15 viewers, but it's not showing on my end, so I can answer questions. So if you are commenting right now, give me a second. You know what's up. All right. Because it ain't giving me no feedback for me to answer questions, even though it says that we're live right now, and I'm just not getting the love on my end because I'm not going through a computer. I'm going through a different setup. Y'all like how I know y'all probably out hanging out. It's Friday night, and y'all like, what is this dude doing? But man, I'm about that bag, bruh. Them streets gonna be there. They're gonna be there. So, I like the fact that the show, we got 20 viewers. It's not showing me anything. Nothing at all. So give me a second. Because it should be showing me, there we go. Now, hopefully if I can see you guys' comments. There we go. Okay. Somebody said a Denzel voice. I like that. I don't know about that. So, let's start with some questions. Let's get this thing going where we're starting with some questions. There was a question that was asked to me. It was asked to me on Flash Film Media. So if you are a member of Flash Film Media, it was a question that was asked, and I answered it on there, but I kind of want to go public with it because I thought it was a really good question. Give me a second. Let me pull it up here. It was about... Okay, so they had an issue. This is from Lou, who's a member of Flash Film Academy. He had an issue. What's going on? He had an issue where he had hired a second shooter for a wedding, and the bride was unhappy that they saw their photos on the second shooter's website. And it was something that I kind of wanted to address. I promise you this is not a plug, but the reason we created the contracts was because there was no contracts with real life situations like this, right? So the regular contracts just had a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo about how we're glad to take your pictures and you can't sue us. But there wasn't like I had to literally go sit down with the lawyer and get I want to say slang almost and be like, look, bruh, what is it called when somebody get mad at you because they want to do this? Yeah, I need a clause for that. And that's literally I had a chance to talk to, because I used to shoot wedding photography. I kind of got out of wedding photography, and I used to be a combat photographer, and I was never scared doing that. However, as a wedding photographer, man, there's no way. Anyway, so, we had a clause put in place where when brides or when grooms, because usually the grooms don't care, they just sign off on anything. But usually when couples sign off, they know that you have the right to use those images however you want in your portfolio. And for me, as an incentive for a second shooter, some second shooters, just to get the experience, would be like, look, man, just pay me whatever, or, they're going to make some money, but sometimes they like, yo, I just want the experience. So sometimes I'll use as an incentive that they get to keep their pictures to use on their website. That is something that I have the brides and stuff sign off on. So there's no problem, and this doesn't happen. Now, luckily, this guy who had posted this, Lou, He has the contract, so it's not an issue for him. But previous to the contracts, that was a big deal for him. That was a big deal. Somebody say editing as we speak. I like all the editors. What's going on? That's what I'm talking about. How do we get more people involved? That's a good question. I don't know. This is my first time seriously going live on this. I know in the future, I got some stuff. We're going to do this more often. I'll just leave it at that. We're going to do this more often. So that's, we're going to definitely do more live because I like to answer people's questions. I appreciate y'all who love the channel. Man, I can't tell you how much hard work I've put into the channel. It is very difficult, even though this is what I love to do and this is my passion. It is extremely difficult to go out and deal with clients all day, either meetings, trying to set up what they want, filming, and then come home and film, for yourself. And sometimes I do want to apologize. I'm human. Sometimes stuff lack in certain places. It's like a chef. Like if you're at work cooking all day, when you get home, you probably heating up a TV dinner for the family. Like, look, I'm beat. So I'm sorry for giving y'all TV dinners. The goal is to grow this thing and to help people, and that's just what I love to do. I'm just, I'm good at it. Anybody who've worked with me, I've never been the type just like holding on to secrets. I've always worked to make them better, and they've all done their thing and went out and started their own ventures, and I supported it. I've sent business their way, and I want people to do that. And if you are in a leadership position and you don't feel that way, you're not a good leader. So you should be grooming the next person to come and take your spot. And you should be doing that with everything in life. So maybe that's something I learned in the military. But let's see, who got questions? Let's see. I was told that I have good product work, but not enough substance that shows my eye or skill set to get anyone to hire me or to get hired by another filmmaker. Okay. All right, Steven, let's talk about that. Usually when that is the case, you haven't specialized in something. You got to remember, video is so subjective. It's like fashion, bro. Like somebody can say this is in and this is out. And, depending on where you are will determine where you land. So you have to get down to a niche it's the importance of having a niche, right? You can be a okay dog photographer, or you can be a okay photographer and specialize in dogs. And because there isn't a lot of dog photographers out, you stand out. Just that easy. You stand out and you're better instantly, because even though that guy can expose better than you, or he has a better understanding of light than you, he has a better understanding of editing, the person that's watching it is going to say, well, I see babies, and that's not what I want. I want dog videos. And because you have dog videos, it instantly makes you look better. So it's kind of, I don't even want to call it a trick, but, it's a business thing. It's what businesses do. There are some companies that make light beers better than regular beer. Like you'll never touch their regular beer. Like I'll give you an example, Coors Light for my beer drinkers. I like Coors Light. I can't remember the last time I bought a Coors. You know what I'm saying? So, they understand that people like their Coors Light better than their Coors, and that's why every commercial you see is Coors Light. To the point where you forget it's a light beer. It's a diet beer. You don't even think about it because they're so good at diet beers that they are almost industry standard, like a Bud Light. I got to use beer because, it's Friday night, and you probably got a beer in your hand and you watching this. So, Steven, you gotta bring in what you specialize in, because I guarantee you, if you specialize in dental office testimonials and you kill it, there's nothing to compare you to. There's two other guys in your area who do it, and probably none that say this is all I do. So if you're having that issue, bring it in, because people are looking at stuff you're doing all over the place. And you can have 5 dope shots and 5 trash shots, and people are like, you know what I'm saying? You can be in a relationship and, 10 weeks can be great, and that 1 week can suck, and you'll just remember that 1 week. But if you specialize in one thing, you can just knock it out of the park. And plus, consistency shows people, it makes people feel comfortable. You always got to think people are subjective when it comes to content. There is no tangible item here. You know what I'm saying? So people are scared to spend money. However, when they swallow the hook and they're like, this is the best guy in the area at this one thing, they will spend money on that one thing. So that's just something you got to keep in mind. I have not seen the AX700, the Sony AX700 Super Mario. I may have to look that up. The camera that I'm using right now is the A7R3. It's dope for this. I'm using the Sigma 16 millimeter 1.4. And it's my favorite, one of my favorite combos. Would I use it for professional use? No. Though it looks good, it's great for this application. I like cinema cameras for professional use because people think they're getting more than what they're paying for, because they feel like, gosh, it look like a movie. I don't know why, but you know what I'm saying? So plus, I'll give you another little tidbit. When you're working with clients and you're submitting that quote or you're submitting that proposal, you can say, unlike our competitors that use DSLRs and mirrorless, we shoot with cinema cameras. And now you just got a client, because they're going to be looking at that other stuff like, what y'all shooting? Sonys and Canons? DSLRs? Yeah, this guy got cinema cameras. We use the highest quality cinema cameras that they use to shoot films with, and that's what we're going to be coming to your offices with to shoot. See how that works? Now people want to spend money. All right, let's see. What is the specific content? What is specific content that you make with your business that makes you stand out in your area? This is the thing. It's not about my content. It's not about the video. It's about the fact that I specialize in something. So one of the things I specialize in, or with Flash Film Media, is we specialize in a promo video, a video to explain what your company do, a video to introduce your brand to people on your website. That is what we do for a living. That's how we kill it. And the reason that works for me, and I'm going to tell you how it fell on my lap. I'm going to be honest with you, because that wasn't where I initially went. But I created my portfolio to be so dope that people were like, I want what you got. And that's why it's important. That's why I tell people, and the reason, like, people looked at me because my first course was creating a portfolio that converts. But if you don't have a commercial for yourself, if you got just a reel and it's just clips, it's hard to convince somebody. But if you have a commercial for your brand, like your demo reel should be a commercial. It should be, people should be like, dang, like, I want that for me. And they shouldn't be looking at it like, those are nice clips. Maybe you can do what I need you to do. No, they should be like, whatever you did for you, that's what I want for me. That's how people should leave your demo reel. And once you create that demo reel that does that to people, you won't have a problem selling it. Because when they walk in the door, you like, just give me what you got. Whatever that is you did, I like that. It's been times where I've been to meetings and the guy who found me was like a gatekeeper, and he was like, yeah, I like it, whatever. And the boss come in the room and he like, hey, check this out. And then he play my reel, and the boss like, we want that. Just make us exactly what you got. So that is what your reel should be doing. That's why if you specialize in testimonials for dental offices and your reel is it's put together, you know, kind of the way we go over in the course where it shows everything and it's put together in a way where it's a commercial for you, selling is easy. They'll cut the check, bro. It happens every time. Do I wear a top hat? Yeah. Heck yeah, wear a top hat. We use the highest grade cinema cameras from Australia, Blackmagic. Yeah, heck yeah. Let's see. When am I going to get the Ursa G2? Man, I want an Ursa. I'm not going to buy one until at least April. I'm not going to buy one until after NAB, because I'm not going to buy one until I don't know nothing. However, if there is something that's going to happen, it's going to happen in April. And I don't know if I'm going to go to NAB this year. A part of me want to, a part of me don't. If I can get a company to say, hey, come out and speak like all the other guys on YouTube. I went last year, there was a bunch of guys on YouTube. I got a chance to meet like the guys from Aperture, and they were just like, yes, Adamus flew me out here to talk about. I'm like, man. And them guys had like 50,000 subscribers. So that would be nice. I would love to do that. However, back to the subject. If I go to NAB or I see billboards at NAB, because Blackmagic usually plaster everything all over, like literally like huge parts of the building. They put these big posters of something's coming from Blackmagic. If those posters start going up, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Um, because I think they're due for 8K. I don't listen. I don't know. I'm just I'm just going for. I'm just reaching. Even though I kind of got a little bit of a relationship with Blackmagic, and I'm asking them cats like, hey man, tell me something. Hey man, can I be on a list of guys who get it and go out and shoot cool stuff, and then they upload their video the day it drop? Like, can I be a part of that crew? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know. Hopefully, Blackmagic, if you watching, I'm your guy, and I'm black. That works, right? Did that work? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Do I think red cameras are overrated? No. Heck no. 18 stops of dynamic range, and they have other features to almost double that? No. I overrated as far as, I want to say price, but if you got a red and you're not making 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a shoot, you're doing something wrong. So, and red know that. They know that with this camera, you're going to be, like, you only buying this camera if you're a big boy. It's kind of like a F350, right? Like, you don't buy a F350 unless you need to haul something. Like, you're making money with that F350. That F350 costs way more than the F150. The F150, you may just be driving around with your dog in the back. But if you buy a F350, you pulling something. And we know you making money with this truck. So even though it's 5%, 10% more materials than the F-150, we're going to charge you 50% more of the price because we know you making money. And it's not a purchase for you, it's an investment. And, that's just how companies, they know they can make money by creating items that are investments for you. You can buy an A7R and you can probably just take pictures of your kids and nobody cares. But if you buy an A9, you're going to work with that A9, and that's important. They're going to tax you for it. And that's cool. You should have the money to be like, I'll make this back off 2 jobs. How can I tell what I should specialize in? Two things, Terry Ray. One is what you love. You're going to be the best at what you love to do, period. I don't care if you like being a booty model. You just got to find a way to make it profitable. It's hard to make it profitable because everybody I want to say, I don't know the percentage of men. Well, all men like booties. It just, some men like booties on this type of person. Some men like booties on that type of person. But everybody's in the booty game. So it's hard to stand out as a booty model or a booty photographer unless you're really, really good. And you got to think of the number one places booty photographers used to be great at are like magazines, like King magazine, but they're gone. Those magazines don't exist no more. Like Playboy don't even bring it no more. Like all that stuff is dead. So there is no place, there is no pro level. There's no NBA for those guys. Instagram, everybody's doing it. So there is no pro level for booty photographers no more. There is no, you know what I'm saying? There is no Time magazine. If you're an editorial photographer or, you know what I'm saying? You can be on the cover of Time, or I used to want to be on the cover of National Geographic. That's pro level. There is no place for booty photographers. The adult industry, but that's not paying nothing because people will do it for free. So that's what's scary about it. You have to think about what you love because you can talk intelligibly. I can't even talk. Intelligently, I can't even talk. See that? About what you love. I would have cut that out if it was in a video. But you can talk about what you love and you can do it in a way where it's convincing. So if you like ballet and you want to be a ballet photographer and you want everybody to bring their kids and take dope pictures of them doing ballet and you can catch them in motion in black and white, if that's your thing, be that. But it depends on what you love. And you got to look at your market. If you're in an area where there's a lot of factories and you learn how to do factory photography, which takes a lot, you got to do a lot of, there's a lot of lens corrections and things like that. But you got to, whatever you decide to do, look at what you love, look at your area and put it together. But it got to be something you love. You will hate life. What if you're stuck with a partner you don't love? You like her a little bit. Some people are, and they hate life. I hate when she breathes. But if you got something you love, a girl that loves you don't care where you take her. She just want to be with you. She don't care where y'all go. She just want to be with you. So that's what you want in the industry that you choose. Real talk. I got let me jump on this one. I got a 9 to 5. I'm not trying to leave, but I really like shooting video. Am I wasting my time if I'm basically limited to nights and weekends? No, I started my business on nights and weekends. You're going to have a difficult time in corporate America, but you may have a great time if you do wedding video. I mean, it's a good way to make money to work around that schedule. Anybody with a 9 to 5, I tell them to do wedding videography, because nobody's getting married during 9 to 5. They're getting married afterwards. So that's just an area where you can make some good money. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a video, at least $1,000 a video. And you can do it after work hours. Why do my live stream look so good? I'm using Sling Studio right now. Sling Studio, actually I can see it here. Let me see if I can hold that up. And if I have multiple cameras, which I may set up in the future, I can switch between those multiple cameras. I may do a video on Sling Studio. Sling Studio is my absolute favorite tool on the planet, man. It's super dope, bro. Like the way you can wirelessly connect multiple cameras and switch is dope. People are sleeping on the Sling Studio. I sold my Blackmagic ATEM switcher to the first church that would buy it for like $1,600 for just the switcher, and went out and took that same $1,600, bought the base for $1,000, bought 2 adapters, and I can connect 3 cameras wirelessly. Mind blowing. It's crazy. I'm telling you, look into the Sling. I don't know these people. I don't got no affiliate link or nothing like that, but people are sleeping on the Sling Studio, bro. If you do multi-camera shoots or sports, bro, go get you one. Let's see. I'm starting to see certain people that's popping up with the highlight. I don't know how y'all doing it, but okay. Let me see. I feel like cameras have reached a level. I just want to focus more on lighting. Okay, Trevor. You should focus more on lighting anyway. I can outshoot somebody with the A7R with my iPhone if you give me lights and they don't have lights. Lighting is everything. It should be lighting, lenses, body. Lighting is everything, bro. Lighting is everything. This setup that y'all like, it's because I lit it well. I got lights back here that's lighting this up right here. I got a big dish right here that's in the soft box, which create that soft light. I got a hair light that's back here. I don't know if y'all can see that hair light. Lighting is everything. So people were like, "What camera you?" I lit this thing. That's why you got it. Let's see. There's more questions. Ain't no problem, man. I like to provide knowledge to everybody. Do I suggest going door to door to see if they need a photographer? No. You know what? You don't have to no more. Once you decide what you want to do as far as your specific area, let's say you want to be a body shop photographer for car body shops, right? You don't have to go door to door. You can, you don't have to. I would go create a portfolio or a demo reel that caters specifically to them, and then you can go on Facebook and advertise directly to them. That's what's dope about Facebook or Google, is because you can go after your market. Where people mess up, where most photographers mess up and they don't want to get into marketing, they mess up because they want to do everything and try to advertise to everybody, and then their budget is gone. Their $50 they're trying to put and get one sale off of is gone. Instead of saying, I am a body shop photographer, I am going to advertise I'm going to take my $50 on Facebook. I'm going to create an advertisement and a video and a portfolio that's like, hey, if you in the body shops and you need great pictures, we're the company to call. Something like that. And I'm going to target everybody who work at a body shop. And they're going to see my video instead of targeting everybody. Moms, soccer moms, like, what? I don't know nothing about nobody. Why am I getting this? Wasting money. Because look, these companies will blow your bread quick. They don't care. They just want to go through your budget. You got to be smart enough to dial it in. They'll tell you can reach 1 million people. Yeah, but 900,000 of them don't care about what I'm offering. Half of them just like cameras. They're not even looking for somebody. They'll blow your money quick. So you have to say, okay, I want to go after body shops. Now that I got their attention, I have the right media to put in front of them. I can hook them. I can create an offer that they'll like, and it's me and them. Now your $50 goes further instead of blowing it just in the wind. If you want to blow money, you can just send it to me. I'll take it. Is the website most important aspect of marketing, advertising, booking, freelance gigs? All right, Frank. Let's see. I'm struggling. Okay. Is the website. The website is the second most important thing. The most important thing is your reel. And you have to know who your ideal client is, right? I'm gonna give you an example. With Flash Film Academy, I know that my ideal client, all of you, are people who own cameras, who are looking to make money with this. You're not on my channel if you're trying to be a better landscape photographer. You don't care about what I'm talking about. It doesn't appeal to you. So it's pointless to make content that go after landscape photographers or everybody. My specific niche are you guys. So when you build your brand, your website needs to cater specifically to that target audience, and your demo reel, which should be your commercial, should be just that. It should hook anybody who is in the industry that you're looking for. Again, you guys make it 1,000 times harder for yourself when you do everything. It is so hard to create something for everybody. Our generation is more specific than the previous generation, right? Nike made 10 pair of shoes and people were happy. Nike probably makes 3,000 different pair of shoes in 3,000 different colors now because they know how picky people are. Like cars used to come in 6 colors back in the day. Like you got black, gray, brown, copper, red, maybe a green. Like that was it. Now cars come in so many different colors and variations and models, and so our generation is more specific. They want something that's directly catered to them, or it just goes over their head. You don't care about a Depends commercial, right? Because you're not in diapers. You don't wear it. It doesn't have nothing to do with you. You don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to that age where that's an issue, then they'll make sense to you. So stop trying to get everybody. And the more niche you can be, the more successful you'll be. And it makes it easier for you to know, who am I going after? You know what I'm saying? If you're more niche, I know who I'm going after. If you're teaching, you're taking golf pictures, it's so much easier to sit back and say, okay, where's the golf magazines? All right, where's the clubhouses? Where's the country clubs? Now I can target the country clubs. Now I can target people who live within the country club area. Now I can target people who have maybe like, what is it called when you go to a location and you say, I'm here at this location? You can target people that checked in at a certain location. So it makes it so much easier for you to fish when you know what you want to catch. Now I can bait it. I know that catfish like this, based on the temperature, they're usually under the dock. Based on the time of day, they're ready to eat. Now you see people just yanking fish out like, man, what are they doing? What are they using? But they know more about their ideal client and their ideal, what they're trying to catch, than somebody that's just saying, I shoot video. So does my iPhone. So does my son. My son shoots video. How may I help you? Like, you know what I'm saying? So be specific, because everybody got a camera. You got to realize this. You are trying to compete in a world full of cameras. Everybody got a camera. You got to be able to sell ice to an Eskimo. You probably can't just say, I make ice. An Eskimo going to be like, get out of here. However, I do make cherry snow cones. Oh, I like cherry snow cones. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be specific. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be specific. You can't just say, I make popsicles. You got to say, I make bomb pops. It's 4th of July. I know you want one. So you got to be that's the problem, that 99% of the people who contact me for consulting, they're everywhere. They want to do everything, and you can't do everything. Let's see. How many jobs do you usually like to do in a week, and what's the max you'll do? Lately, I've been lightening up because I want to focus on this part of the business more. But I want to say 3. 3 is the most. I ain't gonna say that. There's been times where I'll just hump all day. It depends what the jobs are. Photography is easy because it's a quick turnaround. Video, 3, because with editing, I got a team of editors, but editing is the bottleneck. Like I literally have 16 videos ready for YouTube that needs to be edited. That are just packed with content. Because as you can see, I don't have a problem creating it. They just got to get edited, and that's the holdup. So I rather do less big jobs than a bunch of little jobs. Little job customers are the worst. Every time a guy's like, oh man, you showed me how how to, land big clients, but I gotta sit through an ad. That's the equivalent of a little customer to me. Like I'm just like because people who spend little with you, they want to see everything. They want to look over your shoulder, like, hey man, what you show me the pictures you got? What you customers that can just write a check, like they go 6,000. They like, just let me know when you're done. What do you think? Okay, cool. I'm cool. That's what you want. And you again, I talked about it in previous videos. When people go into a Lexus dealership, when they go into a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and then go into a Ford dealership, watch how the guy in the Mercedes-Benz dealership is like, hey, look around. If you need me, I'm here. Going to a Ford dealership, you can't even get in the parking lot, bro. They running you down like, excuse me, sir. Sir, you need some help? Like, dog, I'm just here to see the Mustang. You need some help? You got your ID on you? You want to test drive it? They like, bro, like, that's why people go. That's why you see a lot of people at night going to like Ford and Kia dealerships. They wait till it closed so they can go browse and don't have a problem. You don't see a lot of people in Mercedes-Benz dealerships at night because the people don't mess with them during the day. They offer some order. Here's some order, sir. I'm going to be over here. This is my finance manager. You have any questions, you let me know. It's a complete night and day difference. Still doing my 9 to 5, thinking of quitting later this year. Dang, it jumped up and I missed it. Hold up. Still doing my 9 to 5, thinking of quitting later this year. What would be the smartest way to go about it? The smartest way to go about it is to build a clientele that you're comfortable with, and transition out. See if your job lets you go part-time and transition out. Like I'll tell you a story. When I went full-time, I was working at Dell. And it was a Friday. I had booked enough clients where I had booked enough clients for the month. I was good. And it was a Friday that I came in. We had no projects. My boy who was working there, who was the boss at the time, he had I've been talking to him about how I'm building a brand, so he knew. He was like, I ain't coming in. It's Friday. We ain't got no projects. I'm going to sleep. But I had to be there. And something made me look at my year to date. I pulled up my check and was like, what's my year to date? Then I pulled up what I made with Flash Film Media. And I'm telling you, it was a $5,000 difference. I was like, I'm giving these people 40 hours a week, and I'm putting maybe 8 to 10 hours a week into Flash Film Media, and it's a $5,000 difference? What would it be if I gave Flash Film Media 40 hours a week? And I quit that day. I was like, I'm out. Left the key, told him I'm out, didn't look back. Was I scared? Hell yeah, I was scared. I was scared to death. I was, because I got kids, man. I'm a grown man. I'm not like, I ain't living at mama's house. I got real bills. I got big boy bills. So it worked out. I bet on myself. It worked out. It's scary though. I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna give you no BS lie about you just hang in there and you're gonna grind. You're gonna find what you're made of. You're gonna find out what you're made of. So, at some point, every bird is kicked out of the nest. You either gonna fly or you gonna sit at the bottom of that tree and wait for a dog or a squirrel to come eat you, or a cat, or you gonna fly. So it depends how bad you want it. I wanted it bad. How do I feel about digital marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram ads? Instagram ads, to me, if you don't have a product, I'm not crazy about Instagram ads. Facebook ads, I love them. I love them to death because I can go after my target audience. So Facebook ads are the way to go. Google 1, Facebook 2, but you have to know, you got to have your niche down. Google is easier because it's keywords. People are looking for you. So if you are a dental photographer, people searching for dental photography can find you. Just don't let them come to your site and see pictures of babies or naked women or stuff that have nothing to do with dental photography. That's not a good look. Hold up, let me plug this in the charger real quick. What's my thoughts on the Z-Cam? I haven't had a chance to really play with the Z-Cam. I'm not gonna go spend the money to play with it. I would reach out to them guys if they're gonna send me one. I would love to give my thoughts on it. Those who I have seen compare it they kind of favored the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera a little more. But I haven't had a chance to play with it, so I can't give you a educated thought on that yet. Let's see. Is it a bad idea to do weddings, corporate, and music videos, or is niche everything? Yes, niche is everything. If you're gonna do it, do one of them and be the best at it in your industry, in your area. You can't do corporate videos and wedding videos and be successful. I learned that the hard way. And it wasn't until I used to have flash film media, flash film weddings. I just pulled flash film weddings down. I even have flash film photo booths because I was doing both weddings and corporate, and those people want photo booths, corporate especially, more than weddings, believe it or not. So I have a whole photo booth section that I rent out when we do corporate events. Hey man, y'all guys need a photo booth? Yeah, set the photo booth out, make another $600-700. Too easy. I'm not talking about the photo booth where I go take the pictures. I'm talking about an automated touchscreen. You know, just another way to bring in income, and it's just an add-on, and it works. And often the number one thing is corporate event photographers or people who hire corporate event photographers. When I split my pages up, the number one thing I would hear is, "Oh, we got a bunch of wedding photographers apply for this. Ha ha ha! We don't want wedding photographers." I'm like, dang. Or wedding photographers would be like, "I got a bunch of corporate photographers. We don't want no corporate. We want a wedding photographer." But when I split it, bro, both started taking off. They just started taking off left and right. Somebody said, "Is the contract?" Yes, the contract sale is still going on right now. I think the most important way to get jobs is word of mouth in the beginning. I just posted a video about that. You may want to check out not the review I did, but the video right before that talks about that. Word of mouth will kill. Listen. Okay, so this is the thing that you have to realize as a business owner, and why it's important to learn about business, right? Because depending on where you're from, your class, your neighborhood, just how you grew up, your perception of what good money is may be incorrect. And you could be devaluing yourself because $200 for 4 hours of photography may be good money to you. However, that's not what the industry is charging, and you could be robbing yourself of hundreds of dollars. The goal is to simply work smarter, not work harder. Creating content should not be a grind. It shouldn't be a grind process. I know so many people that grind. I don't. I sleep in. I go take my kids to school. Congratulations with your grinding. I'm not grinding like that. You don't have to if you're smart. You're either going to make money with these or you're going to make money with this. But the money you make with this keeps making money. You can't work with these all day, every day. You can't do this all day, every day. You don't want to be an old guy and you still got to, no, you want to be a guy that can make money off this. So work smarter with your brand and not harder. You shouldn't have to be everywhere all the time to be successful. But if your idea of what good money is lower than what it should be, you'll be happier with the grind than the money. I would like to get to the point where I'm doing a job a month, and that's it. I would like to do a $300,000 commercial shoot a month and go sit at the beach somewhere, or go have the ability to pop up at my kids' school and check on them or take them lunch. Like, that's more important. Work-life balance is more important. I'm not gonna say it's more important to me than money, but by understanding that, I can help put my business in a position where we get higher quality jobs and higher quality, bigger paying jobs. So I don't have to kill myself. I'm not doing it. I'm getting money off this. Let's see. Have I heard of video business cards? And what do I think of them? I think they were dope in 1998. I had one. It's just not a thing for me anymore. I used to have. I'll tell you, I had two forms. On my card now, I have a QR code that links to my website. I have a business card for the YouTube side as well. That's the way to do it if you're gonna do it. I used to have, see, this old school. They used to make a CD-ROM that was shaped like a business card. It was a square CD-ROM. It had like 50 megs on it. It was shaped like a CD, like a business card. I used to have those back in the day, but I'm not paying $4 a card to hand them out and get a call back from not even half the people. 3% of the cards I hand out. It's difficult to make money, and that's not working smarter. That's working harder. However, a QR code that links to your website on the back of your credit, not that's your credit card, but on the back of your business card, I highly recommend it. Especially if you have, again, when you have that niche audience. If your niche audience is dental, dental videos, and you can link to your portfolio that instantly is targeted towards dentists, bro, you got to sell right there. But if your video is like, we do everything, maybe we do what you like, well, we don't know. But spend your money and try to find out. You're killing yourself. That's why your niche is it's the most important. When I nailed down my 3 things, my business took off. It skyrocketed, bro. I remember one week, this may be a lot. I remember one week, my friends can tell you, my business was so good, and this may be nothing to some people, but to me, I was like, I had bought like a Cadillac. I had got a brand new, big old apartment, all new furniture, went to Vegas, like within the same, I felt like I made it. Like I did all of this from my camera. Like I'm, here, Ma, it goes, you know what I'm saying? From my camera in a world of camera phones, when I left my job and I was scared a few months ago, and I'm here and bills is paid, and I'm like, hey, auto pay everything. You know what I'm saying? You go from payment arrangements to auto pay. You know what I'm talking about. Bro, it's a good feeling. So, once you get that down, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Let's see. Let me see. Hey, Joe said he's not a photographer or a videographer, but he loved my channel. I offer way more. Hey, this applies to just almost, I'm going to say almost any business, but any service, definitely. And it's, it comes from experience. I'm going to tell y'all this. Listen, I've never said this in a video, but I'm going to tell y'all, I went to Full Sail for digital cinematography. How can I say something nice? I wouldn't accredit it to my success or what I've been able to do in business. I learned from the streets, man. I learned by trial and error. I learned by wanting this bad enough. I learned by learning about other industries and applying it to what I do. You know what I mean? Like we have uniforms at Flash Film Media. We got uniforms. You probably see me in them. I took that from Comcast because when somebody show up at your door in a uniform, you feel more comfortable. I started off doing headshots. The van that I got it for a reason. I didn't want the big old GMC van because it looks creepy. With no windows, it looks creepy. That's why I went with a Ford Transit Connect. It was less creepy. All the tech companies used it. You expect a nerd to get out and not a kidnapper to be in that van. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was why I did that. So I learned a lot simply by paying attention to how other companies were doing business. I didn't want that big creeper van with the ladders on top. And you know what I'm saying? I just didn't want that. That wasn't for me. Let's see. How would I pitch companies promotional videos while starting out? By having a dope portfolio, by having a commercial of a portfolio. You shouldn't have to pitch them. You should be able to get in contact with them. They should see your stuff and be like, I want that for my business. If your portfolio is not your commercial, you're doing it wrong, bro. The days of just sending a portfolio and hoping people like the clips and maybe want to talk to you, your portfolio should have a sole client on your phone when you hear from them. They should be like, so what do we need to get started? That is what your portfolio should do. If it's not doing that, if you're just showing them what my camera is capable of doing, you're not gonna make it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna BS you. If you got just clips on the timeline, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. GoPro got an app that'll automatically put clips on the timeline to music. If you got a GoPro, it'll automatically do it. Your portfolio don't stand a chance. GoPro can do it on your phone. It can take clips your best clips of stuff you shot. It can take 6 hours of footage and pull your action shots and make a dope, what some of you call a portfolio right now, and blow your mind. How did they know how did it catch the flip and put it in slow motion? Algorithms can figure that out. So if what you're sending people to get a job is that, you don't stand a chance. Your iPhone do it. Your iPhone pop up with stories. This is from your trip to such and such, and it put all the dope stuff together, the music, and you're like, wow. If your portfolio is like that, it's gonna be rough, bro. I'm not here to BS you. Let's see. You watch one. Okay, let me talk about. How do I budget my business income? I'm gonna be honest with you. That's a rough question. It's a tough question because it's something that needs to be it needs to be specific to you and what's important in your life. There's certain things that it's not a personal question. I don't want you to think that, but it's very different per person. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this without saying this, and I'm not gonna go into detail on this live on YouTube. I will put this on a course that is on the website, and you'll see why. If you're a guy who has like alimony, child support, all that stuff, owning a business could be the best thing you could ever do. Okay, next question. Do you feel behind the curve of working in Texas, or do you keeping up with the latest needs and trends in business? Do I feel behind the curve of working in Texas? I don't. I love it. Texas has been good to my business. It's been good. I work with a lot of the top companies. I've worked with the Toyotas. I've worked with the, like I said, the Raising Cane's is doing things. I've worked with a lot of the ERs that are popping up. I've worked with companies that wasn't even in Texas, like University of Kentucky called me to do some stuff. Okay. I've worked with the GEs and the companies that are here who are moving and shaking. So I don't feel behind the curve at all. It's funny because I started out as a one-man band, but I always made sure the company looked like it was a big company, and we got big checks, and it allowed me to grow. Definitely allowed me to grow. Let's see. How to tactfully tell a DP that you're a producer on any work they shoot with a contract. That's how you tell them with a contract. Sign here, bro. You see that? Read that? Good. All right. That's how you tell them tactfully. Anytime you do business with anybody, you need to cover your butt. You need to make sure they either do or don't have the ability to use the footage however they want. Because people feel like because I was there and I held a light stand, it goes on my portfolio. It goes on my website. You need to cover your butt and make sure that maybe do an NDA. But you need to, that's how you tactfully tell them with a contract. That way if they pop off when they clown and they want to leave, that's cool, but you forfeit your pay because you signed here. You got to cover your butt. It's just you ever heard the term it's just business? There's no emotion involved in that. It's just logical ones and twos. Like, okay, hey, no hard feelings, buddy. There's the door. Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night. How much do you focus on your own editing skills now with a team of editors? A lot, because I'm still editing too. Like we're in the process of looking to possibly outsource because editing is the bottleneck of all of everything. If you look at my links, I just got finished working with a company called Video Husky that offers unlimited edits for $500 a month. Some of you may think that's a lot, but it's not. If you pay an editor per video, you're going to probably pay at least $250 a video. So we're talking for the price of 2 videos, you can probably get a video done every other day. You should at least be able to get a video done every 2 days. Even if I got 5 videos out of it a month, it pays for itself. And again, if it frees up, you got to look at it like this. Not only if it frees up time for me to go shoot more, it's saving me money and making me money at the same time. So it's worth it. If you look into my last 2 videos, I have a link for Video Husky. where they offer a discount on your first month if you go through that link. It's something that I'm working out. I'm still in the process of working with those guys because I want to work with them maybe for the YouTube side of things. But I really want to, I'm going to do a video talking about the experience working with them. It'll be coming soon. But don't be afraid to outsource. Don't try to do everything yourself. If you outsource and you got a set price, when you go to a client and you add those prices in, it makes life a whole lot easier for you. Let's see. When I'm gonna start working back on my movies and short films? Man, soon. My goal is to grow Flash Film Academy. When I grow it to a point where it's even profitable, and I can take that money and dump it into movies or have the free time to do it, I got some scripts ready, man. Filmmaking is my passion. Like filmmaking, I probably won't on this channel, but I got movies that I shot when I was 12, man, and filmmaking is my love. So at some point, I plan on getting back to it. Let's see. What do you do to build a portfolio? Did you start by outsourcing your editing from the get-go? Not with the portfolio. It's a lot to explain. And you can say I'm plugging a course, but the course that I have talks about how to build it, what kind of footage you need, because people just think dope shots. In that course, I talk about behind the scenes footage. I'll give you a quick example that people don't think about. In my portfolio, if you go to Flash Film Media right now and you see the first video, right, that's my portfolio. You'll see behind the scenes shots. I can prove that I shot that I was the guy there to shoot it. That makes clients comfortable, and that makes them more confident in my ability to create their content. So that course talks a lot about that. It talks about how to build it. It talks about what type of content you should be saving right now. When you're filming, it talks about, if you got people standing around, they better bust out their camera phone and get some stuff. What they should be getting, how you should be capturing it, where you can show before and after. With that content. So that course breaks that down, and it gives you the psychological part behind what your commercial should be, because it shouldn't even be a portfolio. It should be your commercial. And that course really go into detail. Of course it's kind of 3.5 hours, but it's a lot of information on where your mind should be. When you finish that course, I guarantee you're not going to be able to get your footage and just edit your portfolio, because you're going to realize what you're missing. So moving forward, you're like, okay, cool. I know I need to get this. I know I need to do that. I know I need to update this. I know I need to capture more of that. I need to go to the client and get this, so that you can create that portfolio, that commercial that caters to your specific target audience. Let's see. How much do you typically charge per project per hour? So I'm working on a master course that has a pay scheme that breaks down that, because it's not, my method of charging is different than most people. However, it's pretty simple. It's something that you can send to your client and they can work their own price out. They're like, oh, okay, I need you to do that with these many people. My price should be this. And they know if they go over what to expect. And it's not like, whoa, where does extra $800 come from? And that's something that I plan on sharing as I create the master course. Because I don't want you to think that I'm not holding it for the course. There are some things that just take more, explanation. Like people are like, yo, give me a price on a music video. How many scenes are we shooting? Are we shooting in the mountains? Are we shooting in the desert? Do we got to fly to Jamaica? Are we shooting in, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So some things are like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I tell you that it's a lot to go over. And I'm working on a master class that's going to have, it's going to have everything, bro. It's going to have everything. Like if you're not making money after the master class, bro, you just don't want to do it. You just don't want to do it. Let's see. I'm a wedding photographer that gross around $145K a year, but net around 60 after everything's said and done. What other ways can I earn money at the wedding industry? Get a photo booth. Get all the money there. Hire a friend that's a DJ included in your package. Be a one-stop shop for all entertainment and anything digital at the, do get everything. Do engagement shots, set them, get, like, I knew a wedding photographer that started with your engagement shots, then he marketed wedding photography to you, or he did them both. Then he marketed like newborn baby photography to you. Then like 3 years later, he marketed like boudoir photography to your wife. Like he was doing everything. Like he was on it. So that one customer may in a lifetime spend $5,000 to $6,000 with him. He was doing everything. He marketed himself as a wedding photographer though. He didn't say nothing about the babies, but he had a site set up for it. So when he marketed to you, you got to see only that. Whatever stage he had an email list that was just set up to just hit you after 2 years, because most people have babies after the first or second year. He just start sending emails, boom, boom, boom. Then 3 years later, boudoir, you know what I'm saying? It's engagement shoots, or like every year he would have it where it hits you on your email about 6 weeks before your wedding date for just pictures. Just, hey, it's your second anniversary. Let's take pictures. You know what I'm saying? So you sit down, and once you know who your target audience is, you can create stuff like that and only focus on that instead of trying to be everywhere with everybody. And you'll have systems and processes in place to help you maximize what you make off that client. Greetings from Jamaica. I love Jamaica. Never been, but I want to go. What do I think are the most profitable niches for YouTube channels and why? What I've learned is entrepreneurial channels are pretty high. I'm not sure, like a part of me consider this channel one of those. YouTube certainly doesn't think so. They think I'm a camera channel, and that's cool. That's cool. Comedy is the lowest because it's not a niche. You don't know who watches comedy. You know who watches entrepreneur channels. You know, like the more niche, if you keep searching for Jeep Grand Cherokees, and I got a channel that's dedicated to just Jeep Grand Cherokees, advertisers who sell parts for Jeep Grand Cherokees are willing to pay more than they would for a comedy channel. And you don't know who's watching comedy. Those guys are getting like $2 per 1,000 views. It's rough for those guys. Let's see. I got a 1DX Mark II and other goodies for $100 thanks to Amazon Prime Day glitch. Man, let me know next time you see Amazon Prime Day glitch. I'm going to order 10 of them boys. It's my first camera. My business is taking off now 7 months after starting photography, videography in general. That's dope. That's a win right there. Off a glitch? I ain't mad at you, brother. I ain't mad at you. Let's see. What are the right questions to ask your clients to get to the bottom of what they want, and how do you overcome objections in price? Like, how do you explain your value? It goes back to your niche. Your niche explains your value. If you are a subject matter expert, you don't got to do a lot of explaining. If everything about your brand is catered towards that niche, you don't got to do a lot of explaining. You don't go to a place that sell only Corvettes and ask a bunch of questions about, is this car fast? Can I beep? No, you know that when you go to a Corvette shop, it's fast cars only. It's racing parts only. You're not going to go in there talking off-road and mud. You're going to go in there talking track stuff. And it's because they're subject matter experts, period. You go into a shop that do nothing but raise trucks and make them off-road trucks, and, they're looking about for 4x4s and all of that stuff. You're not going to go in there asking, hey, I'm looking for low riders. They're going to look at you like you crazy. So when you become that subject matter expert, you don't got to sell as much. That's the thing. That's what makes it so much easier, because you're not proving to people that you can do what you say you can do. It's just a matter of understanding what they need and you providing that for them. That's why it's so important to be niche. Super, super niche. Super niche. You got to be the more niche you are, the easier your life going to be. I promise you. Let's see. Ken said, I need to market to my past clients with needs for the future. Your past clients, studies have showed that it's 5 times cheaper to get rehired than it is to find new clients. Your past clients is probably a gold mine that's just waiting to be tapped. I learned that by struggling for like 2 months, and I was just thinking of ways to make some money at one point. And I just went into my email list and just started sending out stuff. And boom, my phone started blowing up. Hey, you shot this Christmas party for us. We lost your business card, man. We didn't hire you last year. We hired some bum that messed it up. We want you to come back and shoot our Christmas party this year. Man, I could have had the money last year too. So it'd be like that. Do I think every photographer or videographer need to run a production company? That is a good question. This is what you have to understand. Companies pay more than people. But people buy from people, companies buy from companies. It's just as simple as that. Bob will hire Jim to shoot his photography. Walmart won't hire Jim to shoot their photography. They'll hire, whatever Productions, Inc. or whatever. They won't hire Jim. They don't do business. Companies work with vendors. People aren't vendors. You want to be a preferred vendor with the company, because once you become a preferred vendor, like my brand is a preferred vendor with a lot of companies. If anybody in that company go to their directory and say, we need a training video, my company comes up. That's just something you won't get as a person. So you don't have to. You can be yourself. But for tax purposes and stuff like that, it's much better to be a business. Plus, it takes the liability away from you. If you don't have the proper insurance and somebody walk in and trip on the cable and break their ankle, they can only do so much if you got a company. Think about Master P, right? For y'all that listen to rap and y'all like Master P, right? No Limit has changed names 20 times. It was No Limit, the new No Limit Forever, No Limit 2000. That's because he go get LLCs. And when something go wrong and somebody's suing him, he like, peace, No Limit. I'm No Limit Forever now. Think about those clubs in your area that, they be called one thing and then somebody gets shot and then they come back 2 weeks later with a different name. And it's like, this the same club, man. They just changed the name. They did that because they just got new ownership, and the liability that was under the old ownership doesn't transfer over. It's just something to keep in mind. Should you send a client a price list? If you have a great price list, if it makes sense, yes. It doesn't hurt you. That way, I believe it's valuable for me not to waste time with a client that's not going to spend money with me. Sometimes you got to go for the no. I go for the no all the time. Hey, man, you can't be, I got a video coming out about this, but you can't be afraid for somebody everybody can't afford you. Everybody can't afford you. That's okay. Hey, you can't afford me. That's cool. Don't make them feel bad about it. Treat them nice. Because there's a lot of people who couldn't get approved at Mercedes that went and got a Ford, made more money in life, and went back and got a Mercedes. If a Mercedes treated them like trash, they would have went to a Volvo or a BMW. So it's okay if people can't afford you. That's not a problem. You can't be a general photographer and feel like that. You can be a specialist and feel like that. But if people can't afford you, that's cool. Hey, man, listen, I'm still going to put you on the email list, and maybe in the future, hey, we offer financing. Make them feel good about it. You want to be a goal for them. You know what I'm saying? You ever have stuff in life you like, man, when I make some money, bro, I'm going to go eat over there. I'm going to go to that steakhouse when I make some good money. You want to be that. You ride past it every day like, man, when I get this raise, I'm going to go to that steakhouse. Man, they got them $80 steaks. I know they good. That's what you want to be. And trust me, when they get to that point, they'll come back. They'll bring their friends. They'll be great customers and great clients. Let's see. What is my ideal price range for corporate events? How do I price it? And what's too little and what's too much? Corporate events are tricky. You need to do research on who the brand is. If I'm doing a corporate event for Microsoft compared to a corporate event to Bob's Car Wash, then prices may be different. You need to look at the scale of the event. How many people are going to be attending the event? Price is something that, as I stated earlier, it's difficult to just be like, yo, charge this, because there's so many factors involved. We'd have to spend 3 hours understanding what those factors are so that you can make the right choice. Because if you're in New Zealand, if you're in Jamaica, if you're in South Africa, the price I give you can be way left or right. If you're in LA, just going from LA to Dallas, the price difference, it's just different. If you're in Omaha, your price is going to be different than somebody in Florida. So the best thing I can do, and I'm not going to do like all the other YouTubers and be like, you got to look at what works best for you. And, the masterclass that I'm working on is going to teach you how to understand what those parameters are. It's I can't just say it's 3 things, because it's not. Just like I broke down the reasons you need 3 different things to go into, or you need 3 niches, you know what I mean? Pricing needs to be worked out like that. I would be BSing you and just telling you what you want to hear so that you can click the subscribe button if I tell you that the price should be this. It shouldn't be. there's a lot of things you need to look at when you're working with a corporate event. And one of it can be audience size. How many people are going to be at this event? You know what I'm saying? So that's something to think about. Let's see. Is it a good marketing strategy to post your calendar showing your availability for the month? That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad marketing strategy as long as you have one of those. As long as you have one of those calendars that don't show what exactly you're doing, it just show that you're busy. If you go to my website right now and you look under consultation, I got a calendar that, it marks off stuff I'm doing. I'm not available all day, every day for direct consultant work. I have other stuff. I have other shoots. And it just shows that I'm not available. So, yeah. Maybe, I don't think it's a selling feature to be, it's hard to not be, like, not being available doesn't become a selling feature unless you're super niche, right? That one hairstylist that does the best haircuts in your area, they can be not available. It's a selling feature for them because they're the only ones that do it. If you're a general photographer or videographer, it backfires. That's another reason why it's important to have that niche. I've been trying to get out of shooting music videos because I find myself being underpaid. Let me go back. Underpaid and underappreciated. I'm thinking about getting into product photography videos. Is there a niche? Is one niche better than the other? Nope. Whatever niche you like is the best. Do it. Music videos. Okay, let me tell you real quick. Photo me like, or Ike. Is that Photo Me Ike? Hey man, good looking out for the super chat, bro. This is new to me. I want to say I appreciate it. I want to say I appreciate it big time. So let me go back to that. The reason music videos aren't big business anymore is because record labels aren't making the money they were making. They don't kick over the budget like they used to kick over. And if they do, they're going to heavy hitters who have a record of making successful music videos. They're not going to it's like Hollywood right now. Hollywood's scared to take a risk on movies they never heard. That's why you got 50 sequels and prequels and all kind of crap. You got Transformers 18 and all that crap. So music companies and labels, they're not cutting that check unless you've been in the game for a long time. Now, independent artists may, but remember, businesses pay more than people. And if you're dealing with artists directly, they may be rapping about money, but they ain't got it. Or they wouldn't be, or they would be on Google looking for whoever the best is. So music videos, for that reason, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out when it comes to music videos for that reason. I'm good. I'll do it. Like, I've shot music videos because I have artists who are friends or friends who are artists, and I love their music, and I want to help them out, and I want to do something for them because it's fun for me to do it. It's a way for me to sharpen my knife, but I wouldn't make a living off music videos because it's too much work. It's 10 scenes. It's too much work, bro. You gotta light it. You gotta show up and drive. Like, it's one of those things, like I said earlier, you're grinding and you're not using this. You're making money with this. Music videos is making money with this. It's not making money with that. And I don't want to be 60 on my hands and knees trying to shoot music videos. Like, it's just not a good look for the longevity if you want to do this until you can't do it no more. Do you need a contract for free shoots? Heck yeah. Because what if you shoot something for free and you see it on the cover of Time magazine and that person got paid and you sitting there looking broke? You're not about to make more money off my stuff than me. Ain't no way. And that's not, listen, on this channel I talk a lot about money. It's not because I'm greedy or because I'm money hungry. It's because I got kids and I want them to eat. I want my daughter to have the iPhone and the Uggs like all the other girls in school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with you wanting the best that's available. It's not about being greedy. It's about coming from nothing and wanting to be not just successful, but comfortable in life. And this is the skill set that can get that. I don't want to see somebody else. I don't want nobody else making more money off me than me. That's crazy. So, money is not everything, but money gives me the ability to have work-life balance and sleep in and go, like I said, go take my kids to school. That's what I enjoy. That's what they're going to remember. They ain't going to remember how much money I spent on them. They're going to remember that I had the freedom to wave at them and embarrass them every morning in school while I bump DMX. Anyway, let's see. Man, y'all, super chats, bro. This is new to me. I want to thank y'all again for that. Coming from the 873, 3, only shooting 4K, 24 log to the Blackmagic 4K. Really that much worth it? It looks great in my opinion, 12-bit raw compared to full frame. Had me so, Daniel, yeah, the Blackmagic is just a beast. It's a whole different kind of beast. That 4K, it's funny because Sony's pushed themselves as 14 stops of dynamic range. Blackmagic pushed the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera as 13 stops of dynamic range. And once you shoot on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, you're going to look at Sony like they're liars. Like, yo, why ain't I getting this? Sony is more vibrant. The color you see now is more vibrant. It's more video-esque. Blackmagic just looks like money. It looks like money. It looks like I'm there shooting with $100,000 camera. The way it handles light, and you ain't even got to go off the deep end and go 12-bit raw and B raw. You can do ProRes LT and it'll still run circles around anything that's a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. It's just the way that it handles colors is just completely different. It's completely different. It's a night and day difference, bro. It's one of them things where people are gonna look at your footage. Like, if you could shoot the same thing the guy next to you shot, and he'll be looking at your footage like, what did you do? Like how is your footage this much better than mine? Not only that, that camera rewards great lighting better. It rewards your ability to light so much more than a Sony or DSLR, because they're so. I remember when I first got a Blackmagic, it wasn't that good in light. However, I was just shocked at how well it captured the dark areas. Like, I was like, man, I'm just not used to it. The dark areas look so good. It was just amazing. So yeah, it's night and day difference, bro. It ain't even. I'm not gonna BS you, bro. My FS5 with a Inferno couldn't touch my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. It wasn't even close, bro. It was a moped compared to a Harley Davidson. It was night and day. So James, you say I want to invest in Flash Film Academy, but I don't know where to start. I tell people all the time, watch the videos on YouTube. Portfolio is the #1 place to start. If you got a website, portfolio is going to help you bring in clients so you can make money. Your commercial is your sales rep. It's your sales rep that's going to work for you all the time. Your website and your portfolio / commercial. So with businesses, you always invest in what brings you money first, unless you're doing R&D. You want to get an instant turnaround. Get a dope website. Have a dope demo reel. You can figure the rest out later. You can fumble through the system processes and systems. You can fumble through it. Because somebody who really, really, really want to work for you going to deal with all of that to get to you. A girl that really, really, really like you going to be okay with the fact that you don't have a car yet. She'll catch the bus with you if she really like you. You know what I'm saying? She'll pay her way to the movies if she really like you. And you have to make sure that your website and your demo reel, that's why that was the #1 course, the first course I did, because that was just a pivoting point in business for me that I overlooked. And I had this awesome website and I had this trash demo reel. And I'm sending it to people and I ain't hearing back. And the moment I switched that boy up, people was just like, yo, people who didn't even return my emails will get it, I would send out an email. I was probably negotiating with them and they just went with some other company. So I updated my portfolio and I blasted emails out and they was calling me like, yo, that last project wasn't as great. We went with the other company. They sucked. But we seen your new reel. We want to work with you. So that's the bread and butter right there. You seen people go live and get thousands of dollars. It's new to me. I've seen like Twitch and all of that, them cats, but I've never seen like YouTube. Any tips for someone starting out in a third world country? Know your business, bro. Know your business. I don't care what country you're in. Know your business. And you got to look at what's popping in your area. If you're in an area, you got to look at what businesses are making money in your area. And you may want to have a niche to cater to one of those businesses. Who got the money and how can I get it? You know what I'm saying? We can go back to the drugs analogy. You may be in an area where one drug is selling more than the other. you may want to start selling that. So your niche needs to be, look around and look who making money. Who driving the nice cars? What do they do? Oh, you work at a factory. Okay, maybe my niche should have something to do with factories. Maybe I should get a drone so I can do aerial shots, or maybe I should come in a factory and take good pictures. There's something, maybe I should do headshots for the factory. You know, I've done events where, you know, a company had, they held like just their award ceremony in their factory. They just put chairs and they had open space to do it, and I would capture that award ceremony. I even threw in a photo booth, not threw in a photo booth, but they got a photo booth from us as well, and it worked out. They call us every year. Hey, Lee James Young, I appreciate you subscribing, bro. I appreciate you subscribing. Working on a master course. I'm trying to make sure it includes a lot of things that I hear you guys are having problems with. I don't want to put out just what I think it is or what I went through, because you learn from people. That's what I enjoy about all of you guys. Is because there's things that I'm like, that, you know, I may have overlooked that was just like, oh, that's easy, and people are struggling with it, and I want to make sure that the master class includes that. So, not to give you a lot, but there's going to be 3 parts of it. Creating the brand, kind of, you know, how do I start it? What do I start with? Why do I name it this? You know, running it. So how do I get things started? Systems and processes, and then taking it to the next level. So there's 3 parts that I'm working on. My goal is to get it out by summer. It's a lot of work, especially trying to keep the channel consistent. I'm still running Flash Film Media. I'm still working on that. So we're in the process of launching a podcast, which is something totally different. But I'm working. Let's see. Is it okay for working for someone for free in a new business? Yes. There is a free course on Flash Film Academy talking about how to get paid shooting for free. Watch that course because it'll go into detail on how that can make you money. I tell everybody, once you pick your niche, work for free. In fact, go to the biggest, you know, they say go to the biggest guy on the block and knock him out and won't nobody else mess with you. Go to the biggest company you can and work for free, and everybody else gonna hire you. That's a trick. Just like the when I said take pictures of products and then tag the company and let them share it. Now you become the man. Oh, I seen your picture on Red Bull's website. Yeah, that was us. That helps. As a videographer, let's see. As a videographer, what niches would you recommend that are fun and make good money? Whatever you love. I've seen guys get paid off videos at the club, but you got to be super niche. It's harder to do it, but whatever you love. It's about your passion. It's all about your passion. My passion is helping people. My passion is talking about camera gear all day. That's my passion. I love to do it. These conversations that we have, it's funny because all my friends watch my videos and they're like, we had that conversation. I'm like, yeah, that's where I got it from. So this is what I love to do. This is my passion. Let's see. Talk about the Sling Studio. Is it easy to operate and set up with any camera? Yes. Okay, let's talk about the Sling Studio because I love Sling Studio. So just 5 years ago, if you wanted to run multiple cameras, it took a lot of equipment. I used to use the Blackmagic HM switcher, the 4K version. You had to have SDI cables, or you can do some HDMI cables, but not that long. But you had to have cameras that were on the exact same settings, right? You couldn't have one at 24 frames per second and one at 23.9. Wasn't going to happen. And a lot of cameras, what's weird is you may be recording at 1080p, but the HDMI output may be 720p. You may be recording at 1080p, the HD output, you may be recording at 1080p, 24 frames a second, but it outputs 720 at 59.9. It is the most frustrating thing ever. You don't have to, but it helps to have the exact same cameras. Or you needed converters to convert that to this and all of this junk. And it was a pain. Then with the HM switcher, then you had to have like a recorder, like a separate recorder to record it. So when I go to an event, I got my HM switcher, I got a monitor so I can view it, I got a recorder to record it on, then I got to run all these cables to all these cameras that have to be on the exact same setting. They got to be. It was a pain, bro. It was a pain. The ATM switcher for $1,600, you can put like small graphics. You couldn't have no. If you want to run a video feed, like run a clip, you had to have like a laptop or something that'll play a feed through an HDMI port so that you can switch to that feed. With the Sling Studio, none of that crap matter. And it's wireless. It's only 1080p, but who cares? It's completely wireless. I can have different cameras, one shooting 1080p, one shooting 720p. It don't even matter. Well, actually, let me take that back. That part do matter. The frame rate, it helps if the frame rate is close, but it doesn't have to be exact. You can use your phone. You can use a GoPro. You can use whatever you want and plug it up to the box and boom, you're on. Then it's wireless. It's wireless. I'm mixing audio from here. I got one feed right now because I'm streaming, but because it's wireless, it's not a pain at all. Bro, it's just way better. I usually run audio through my Zoom F8. Right now I'm using my Rodecaster Pro and I can run quality audio into it. It has an HDMI port on it, which can be an HDMI in. And it has the HDMI out. Now, from that out, I can see a quad display, which I would have here. I can use that monitor for that, or I can run that HDMI out to another feed so people in the other room can watch it while I switch. It's not as fast as an ATEM switcher. It's a delay, so I wouldn't use it for the big screen, but it's available. And it records not only the main stream that you're seeing now, but it'll also record separate channels of every camera I got connected all the time. So I'll have on that little SD card, I'll have my program file, which you see now, and I'll have a live stream from every camera all day long, and it'll record the whole thing on a SD card. And I can go back and re-edit it later, drop the multicam clip into Final Cut Pro and say, I should have switched this camera a little sooner. I should have switched this a little later. And it's dope. It's super dope. I love the Sling Studio is the most, listen to me, it's the most slept on piece of gear that is available right now for $1,000. You're probably gonna spend more than that. You're probably gonna spend close to $1,400 because you need one additional box. You can stream live with just one camera in a box. I can plug this directly into the Sling Studio and record, but you need at least two. You can use one wireless box to have on a camera that's over there, and you can plug one camera directly into the Sling Studio, and you're good to go. So it's slept on, bro. They just need to make a dual HDMI cord that don't need power. HDMI is just not built for that. It's just not built for that. So Calvin said he's pretty much saying that he worked for a company that found out that he take pictures, and now they want him to do training videos. Would this be a good idea to break into commercial? Yeah, if they're gonna pay you separately, because I guarantee you they're gonna try to just we're gonna just keep your hourly rate going. So let me tell you a story. Let me tell you something real quick. Usually, when I'm working in flash film media, I don't tell clients I'm the owner, right? Because they always want to lowball the owner. They always want to be like, hey man, I don't tell them I'm the owner. A lot of people don't know I'm the owner. I do it for a reason, because people will try to negotiate with you. I like to be like, that's the price. Oh man, they don't negotiate with somebody who worked for the company. You don't go to Walmart and negotiate with the person at the register. But if you met Mr. Walton or whoever in the family, you'd probably try to negotiate. When you go on mom and pop shops, you try to negotiate. I don't tell people I'm the owner for that reason. So I would tell them, hey, I take pictures with a company. Let somebody else act like they're the front man. Let them submit a quote. You can show up and shoot it for them, and that's just a whole different check. But I don't tell people I'm the owner, because they will try to get you. Let's see. So basically, syncing everything was too much. Fast turnarounds. If I can sync it live on location, and then some companies like when I can stream it, like we did a shoot for a local newspaper that wanted to do a debate between candidates that were running for like mayor in a small town. We streamed it to their Facebook page live, and I can hand them a file when I'm done, and I'm done for the day. I don't got to go home and edit. You know, if you're charging a client a huge dollar amount, that dollar amount shrinks when you got to go home and spend more time on it. So why do that? Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't do this for typical regular shoots that have cuts and, you know, they have a script or something. But if it's a live event, I'm doing this all day. I used to do that. I used to record on 4 cameras and go back and sync it and edit it. I ain't got time. Why? when I can just do this and do it right there on the spot. Swoop, swaps, and good. I can drop graphics, clips, whatever I want. Now I got another 6 hours to go home and play with my kids instead of editing this crap for 6 hours for the same exact price you would charge. You got to work smarter, not harder. I ain't trying to be turning that boat. Let's see. Know your love language for business. I agree. You got to know what you love. You got to know what you love. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Could I do a video on how I would target niche market? That is something that is very unique to your niche. I'm gonna speak more to that in the master course because it's something that's it's a broad question, but I'll break it down as specific as possible. I'll break it down like this. Depending on what your niche is, like I said earlier, if your niche has anything to do with golf, you're gonna target country clubs. Let's say you do car photography for people that want to sell cars. You can probably go on Toro where they rent cars and target that complete audience. Or you can target people who listed a car for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Like depending on what your niche is, how you go after that client is different. That's why it's way more lucrative than just going after everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if my niche is dog photography, we'll use that again. I know on Facebook to put my money on people who search for dog photography or people who own dogs. I may have a portfolio full of Chihuahuas. I may be the Chihuahua dog photographer. I know how on Facebook I can search for everybody that has Chihuahuas and only spend my $50 of marketing on them, where I have a greater chance of getting a return than just searching for or advertising for dog photographers. The more niche you can be, the more money you can make. The more your marketing dollar lasts, and the better, and the more you can be a higher price. Your marketing dollar go further, and you only see clients. You only in front of clients who care about your service, and not people who got labs, chocolate labs. I don't want people with chocolate labs seeing my video, because on my portfolio that I set up for this niche audience, all I got is Chihuahuas. So and the portfolio course tells you to make multiple portfolios, make multiple ones for your niche. If you got 3 niches, you need to have 3 portfolios or 3 commercials, because if you're doing wedding video or wedding photography and corporate event photography, that portfolio won't work on. It's going to work on one or the other. And if it got both, it's going to turn them both off. And now you're just blowing money. So it's just something you want to keep in mind. That's why niche is important. So they're a post-production video effects house. How would you market that? We do editing video effects for movies, bigger streaming platforms, but we need more gigs, just 8 a year. So with that, you got to think products, right? You got to think of who is your low-hanging fruit. You got to think of, do you have products that service the average filmmaker? How can you create something that kind of grab them at the roots? How can I go after indie filmmakers with the potential to be bigger clients? So if I create something that they can get in the game with, I can grow with them. So if you look at like what Blackmagic's doing, you look at what Red's doing, they're creating lower model cameras so that you can grow into their bigger model cameras. You may need to have a product that is like that, where you make profit, but it ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're not making $300,000 a client. You may make $10,000 a client, $8,000 a client, $2,000 a client. However, you're able to grow with them. Blackmagic make the Pocket Cinema camera. They priced it at $1,200. They probably took a loss on it the first year, but they've created DaVinci Resolve users who can fall in love with DaVinci Resolve and don't want to go to nothing else. B-Raw is only locked into their camera. So guess what your next camera going to be? It's probably going to be the Ursa. It's probably going to be whatever they got coming out. It's probably going to be the Blackmagic 6K. They do that to bring you in at a grass level, and then they grow with you. McDonald's is the king of this. They are the king of going after your kids, and your kids grow up eating McDonald's. As a kid, you wanted Happy Meals, and you still probably like cheeseburgers. They get you young, man. And then they grow with you. And then they start offering salads and Big Macs. Because you start at the cheeseburger and the 4-piece nugget, and you're an adult eating Big Macs in 20 pieces, and they still got you. So you may want to create something that go after more grassroots indie filmmakers so that you can grow with them. And once they get bigger and better, hey, we can still service you. That's what I would do. What do I think about Google Ads? I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Google Ads are important when you have a niche and you can go after, you can create keywords specifically for corporate training videos and not just training videos. Training videos can be anything. Or you can do restaurant training videos. If your portfolio supports it, you won't be wasting money. If you go after corporate training videos and they come to your website and they got to figure out what it is you do, you've just wasted money. You might as well play a lottery ticket. You gotta have the bait set before you advertise. And a lot of people just throw up a website, they get a Wix website with their Gmail account, and then they go advertise and wonder why Google ate $800. And they give you $100 for free because you probably don't know what you're doing, and they're gonna eat that plus your money. And you may get one person call you because one person got lucky, or just, one person made it through the crack, where you should have a niche, you should have a portfolio to go after that niche, and then you should advertise directly to that niche. Let me see what I got. Let's see. Why red and black? What's the story? For the colors, I thought about what are the colors what are the most powerful brands? What colors do they have? A lot of them have red and black. I don't know. That's a good. Oh, you know what? I do remember why I went with it. My unit when I was in the military was Special Operation Command. Which I don't know if you ever seen, like the red symbol with the black knife, or black, not knife, I shouldn't call it that. They'll kill me if I call it that. Dagger. That was the colors, and I just adopted it to my brand when I was in the military. Wedding cinematography is a niche. Competition is thick. You need to be more niche than that. You need to be an outdoor wedding cinematographer, something that's a little more niche. Add one more thing to it. Your niche should have 3 levels to it. It shouldn't just be one. If you're like, I'm a dental photographer, that's nothing. You need to go 3 levels with your niche. I am a pre and post orthodontic photographer. That's like a triple. You need to be a triple threat per niche. So that's something you got to keep in mind. The more direct and exact you are, the more you can charge. The easier it'll be for your marketing, the more money you'll make. The fear is there's not a lot of use for that. That's the fear. Like, oh, if I'm a dog photographer, I don't really see a lot of people looking for dog photography. That is incorrect. You just haven't put yourself in places they look. And go drive down your street and look at companies that sell like pool supplies, right? I'd be like, how many people got pools around here where they can afford to lease a building just to sell pool supplies? But they're super niche. Where else you gonna go get it? Walmart? And because of that, they're selling stuff in the wintertime. That's mind blowing. Like pool stuff. But you can go on Google Earth and fly over the houses. You don't even see that many pools. But it's enough. Let's see. So, Manny, just real quick, he said he's seen, Flash Film Academy and the courses. He's very interested, and there's more details you can talk about. Right now, we have one solid course, and we have contracts. The solid course talks about how to create a commercial for your brand. It's called portfolio, but you want to get out of the mindset of portfolio, and you got to create a commercial for your brand. It shouldn't just be clips to a timeline. It needs to show what you do based off your niche. And that's the main course we have. We're working on a master course, which will have everything from A to Z. Right now, we have a ton of contracts, though, to cover your butt. And those who have purchased it can tell you, what they're designed to do and how we took input. And we still, if you had the contract, the ultimate contract pack, if you bought that, you got 5 new contracts this week just for free that we just added to it. And you just woke up this morning like, hey, we did a video on video licensing and we created a contract for it. So our contracts are different than the regular contracts because we got input from people in the industry and we created something for those people. So it's not just a general contract. with real problems. You know, again, we had there was a wedding I shot where they, you know, I'm new to Texas at the time, and they was shooting guns. Yo, I need to know about this, bro. I could have PTSD from being in the military. I'm from Detroit. I may want to shoot back. Anything is possible. But those are things I need to know. I don't, you know, I have females on my team. Do I really want to put them in harm's way? No, I don't. I need to know beforehand you plan on shooting guns. I need to know beforehand you plan on running past me with sprinklers, man. Or sparklers, not sprinklers, but sparklers. You ever had one hit your neck? So those are things those are real life problems that wedding photographers face that you need to know about. I need to know these things before I put my team in harm's way. Y'all got flamethrowers, and I done been to events where they had flame dancers, and I need to know if y'all gonna have lasers at this event, because if a laser hits your sensor, good night. It keep hitting that sensor, it's a wrap. I need to know if I'm putting my $4,000 camera body at risk because y'all got lasers everywhere. Those are things that because if you sign on my contract that it's not gonna be there and it's there, oh yeah, I'm getting that A9 from you real quick. I'm getting that A9 Mark II from you, or that 1DX from you real quick. You might as well go ahead and you might as well order it from B&H for me. Because if a laser hit my sensor and it's done, we got some talking to do. And that contract stated it's gonna happen one way or another. So you gotta you don't get that from a generic contract that's just like, you know, I will deliver your pictures on this date. You will take pictures. That ain't gonna help you, man. Okay. What computer are you editing on? What monitors are those? This is a Asus. That's just a Mac. That's just a Mac iMac. What laptop do I use to edit? I'm an Apple guy, man. I'm sorry. That's just me. I can't deal with Windows, man. I'm just not a Windows guy. I tried it. I'm just an Apple guy. It just works. It just works. Let's see. Somebody said something with some cussing in it. Let me unlock it. So, MWC. Okay. BMW motorcycle reviewers. How do you differentiate your content in a niche market that is flooded with junk or content? I'm gonna tell you how, bro. I'm glad you asked that question. So, in a nutshell, he's saying that if you are in a area where there's a lot of people, how do you be different? Okay, this is gonna be beating a dead horse, but the number one place I see people fail when it comes to marketing a brand or being different is in their commercial. That's the number one place I was just killing people in that market. When I got to compete with somebody and I sent them my quote and they saw my demo reel or my portfolio compared to everybody else, it was game over 99.9% of the time. If I got my video in front of you and it talked directly to you, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. If you don't believe me, go to flashfilmmedia.com, look at that first video. If you have a company and you need a video that talks about your brand and you see that video, you're cutting a check. That's that, and making sure that I presented my company as the premier company, the subject matter experts in the industry. We shoot with cinema cameras, not DSLRs, not mirrorless cameras. Now I may have a mirrorless B cam or something, but come on, the Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera is $1,200. It's a cinema camera. You ain't lying. I got a cinema camera. We shoot with cameras used to shoot high-end movies at a budget you can afford. So those are ways you kind of, that and your process, right? When you talk to clients and everybody else talking about, yeah, man, we can do it $20, man, we can, I got to see what the price. If you have systems and processes in place and you ask the right questions, I've gotten so many clients because I asked the right questions, because I've been in the market enough to know where my those who I work with, I know where they hurt. I know what's hurting them. I know if they're a hairstylist, they're having a problem getting new clientele. They're having a problem selling value. If they do like hair extensions, they want to charge $500 for hair extensions. How can I help you create a video to make it look like you're worth $500 for hair extensions or for a haircut? Easy. I got it. Say no more. I got you. Let's see. How do you tell a client I'm now using a contract? Oh, man, if they're business people, they get it. Contracts shouldn't scare people. It shouldn't scare people. They only scare cheap people. They only scare clients that you shouldn't be working with. It's kind of like I don't want to use that analogy, but I'm not gonna use that analogy. But you know, it shouldn't scare people. I'll put it to you like that. That is kind of like me saying put your seatbelt on when you get in my car. It shouldn't scare you for me want you to put your seatbelt on when you get in my car. That doesn't mean I'm gonna drive crazy. That means I don't want to get pulled over. So it used to be a time where put your seatbelt on meant something about to happen, but not anymore. Contracts are that way, especially when you're doing business. When you're dealing with personal people, though, when you're working with people instead of working with businesses, people they get scared because they're not used to it. They think that you're up to something and you want to get over on them. Meanwhile, they download everything and they freaking agree to terms and conditions like I don't know what when they download every app that's selling their facial features and everything. So it could be how you're presenting it. It could be your process it could be the process in which that you are where in your sales method are you presenting the contract? That could be the problem too. How you're presenting it. Do they got to print it out and it's printing 42 pages and then sign it and hand it to you? That'll scare anybody. But, if you look at what software companies done, you can just scroll, click I accept, and you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you got to think about. My battery is exhausted. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. All right, that's kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is. We're not gonna keep it too long because let me double check something. We're not gonna keep it too long because we recording for a long time here. We're recording for a long time here. Somebody said, "Uh-oh." Yeah, that battery did say, "I'm gonna head out." My mirrorless didn't overheat. It was just, we've been on here for a long time, so that battery went. But we back. It's good. We ain't we back. I'm not gonna stay for too much longer. Let's see what else. How do you personally go about raising prices on an old customer? It's hard recovering from being the cheap guy, man. It's hard. You gotta wait until the beginning of the year. Send out an email to them and act like you're sending it to everybody and say prices are going up. It's 2020 and new year brings new blah, blah, blah. That's the only, I'm not going to say sneaky way, but that's the only way you can kind of do it. Listen, clients expect prices to go up. It's hard to go from $100 to $500. It's hard. You can go up 10%, 20%, but you can't jump that big. That's why it'll take you years of trying to recover from being a cheap guy, and you'll never will. So that's just something to think about. I like how my battery died and my Sling Studio stayed alive. You probably still heard audio, and I can just pop another one in and just keep going. Where normally on another camera, I would just be SOL. It's pretty dope. It happens to the best of us, man. Let's see. Man, those comments about the battery is hilarious. What's your take on marketing companies hire you for freelance work? What's the best method of pricing on that? Should it still be day rates and editing rates? Listen, when a company hire you, charge them what you would charge anybody. Don't go wholesale with a company unless they offer you just a bunch of work at one time. Don't fall for the bro. You do this, I got you. I got you. You do this, I'm going to hook you up. Nah, I don't do that. You're going to have to, I'm going to put you under contract for 10 jobs, and you'll get a discount for those 10 jobs, but you need to pay for the deposit on half of them now. That's the way I do it. You don't go to Walmart and buy one banana at the price of a pack because you promised to come back and buy more bananas. You got to buy the whole bundle. So it's the same with you. You got to buy the whole bundle. I'm not giving it away for free. Let's see. Somebody said, I love how you do graphics on the other videos. So my personality is naturally kind of comical like that. Like I just, stuff pop in my head. So I try to keep them interesting. Try to keep people engaged. We got 180 people watching, and our battery just went out. So that was either, I'm not gonna act like I did that on purpose. It happens. Okay. Will I leave the live stream recording up? You know what? That's a good question. I don't plan on removing it. I know in the future we're gonna roll out some stuff where we do more live streams on a weekly basis. But stay tuned. We got something coming up. I don't plan on taking it down. I'm not sure if it will automatically, but I'm gonna leave it. I think I've given y'all 10 videos worth of knowledge in this one video. Let's see. Let's see what people were asking. Do I hire a lawyer to do my contracts? Yes, definitely. You got to. I got a lawyer that I'm cool with that I can be like, bruh, what is it like? How can I tell a client to stop to feed? How can I tell a client that if I'm shooting their wedding, they got to feed me? What's the proper way of doing that? Well, you have to put in your contract that, based off the time frame. Yeah, put that in the contract. When I do weddings, bro, I got to eat. I want a piece of the cake too. Hey, I'm fat. It's like, it is what it is, bro. Hey, I'll be eyeballing the cake. You ever do a wedding and you be eyeballing the cake? Like, man, I can't wait for them to cut that cake. I've done some weddings with some trash food. And I've done some weddings or events where the food were it was the truth. I couldn't wait. Listen, food is a part. It should be on your contract. If you ain't eating at these events, man, I'll be acting nice. Like, I'll be seeing if they're going to bring me a plate. But after everybody eat, I'm over there. I'm eating. I'm just keeping it real. Let's see. Appreciate what I'm doing. Many people are stingy with knowledge. You know what? I'm going to be really honest with you. A lot of people on YouTube don't have the knowledge. They're not really doing it. So there's a difference between Hollywood cats, and I got a video coming about this. There's a difference between Hollywood cats and what we're doing, right? We're using our gear to start a business to cater towards businesses, right? Hollywood guys are a little different. They can be a little more arrogant. They're more artsy. They're not doing it all the time for the money because they'll be a grip or be on set for 18 years just to move up to be like an assistant. That's not my thing, fam. I just didn't want to go that route because I didn't want to be moving light stands for 10 years, struggling, working 20-hour days. Like that's working with these and not working with this. Some people like that. Like that is some people's way. I'm not knocking it. Some people want to go the Hollywood way, and that's how they want to make it, to be a director. I'd rather make some money, put money into my project, and go straight to distribution on YouTube or something. Like, as a filmmaker, I don't do like a lot of film festivals because I think it's an old school method of getting discovered. Like, film festivals were big when you had no way of reaching 1,000 people, right? I got 30-something thousand subscribers. So that means I can put a movie out that'll reach 30-something thousand people, and I don't have to go to a film festival to reach 500 and pay to do so. And then if my movie blow up, a lot of people don't understand that film festivals may take a percentage of it. If Lionsgate comes say, we like this, film festivals can take a percentage of it. That's what you agree to when you sign up. So you have to change how you think and how you approach this industry because it's changed. It's not what it used to be. And if you have a old school JCPenney's, Sears, Woolworth, Kmart idea of portrait photography, like mindset, business mindset going into this industry, you won't make it. One, because you can't compete with those old business models. They got 20 years. And two, they're not even relevant no more. Like they're not relevant no more. And you meet a lot of old cats in this industry that's telling you got to go and you got to, push around some C-stands until you get, I'm not doing all that, bro. I am the type of person that likes to create my own path. I am a pathfinder. I'll do it myself. And then I'll create it and I'll own it. I'm going to give you an example of somebody who is excellent at that. Tyler Perry is excellent at that. He didn't take the traditional route. He created his own route. Now, the benefit for him creating his own route is he went instantly from nothing to wealthy. Now he owns studios because he owns his own content, where there's actors who been in 50 movies that can't afford to put out a movie on their own. They can't afford to say, hey, I want to put out a movie that is daring and different and may talk to my generation, or, you know what I'm saying? I want to put out just something that's not big and popular with Hollywood, and they're like, man, sit down. We'll call you for another Star Wars movie, bro. But sit down on that ideas you got. Where if you own your own content, you can do what you want. That's what I like about YouTube. I can do what I want. So it's something to keep in mind when you're picking your path in this industry. Own your own stuff, man. Listen, I had a conversation with a gentleman earlier. Content is so valuable, and we undervalue it because it's so available. But that doesn't take away from the content, right? These videos that you see on YouTube, my grandkids will be able to watch. My grandkids that I probably won't even get a chance to see with my own eyes will get to see who I was, and they'll still be getting views if the information is relevant. There is some family out there, some old family somewhere that every Christmas when you see that trashy, cheap Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation stuff that I love it, I can't lie. Every time they show that on ABC, every year these people are getting a check in the mail and they're just existing, like they're just waking up the money, because content is that relevant still. Old content like that is still that relevant. Whoever made Gone with the Wind, whoever owned the rights to that, they're still getting a check in the mail. So you need to look at your content like that. And I think often we don't look at the big picture. We look at the small, you know what I'm saying? We sell ourselves short because we want the small, fast money. And you need to be thinking the wealth side of things, because content can make you wealthy. It can make you rich. It can get you paid, make you rich, and make you wealthy if you understand the big picture. So that's why it's important to continue to educate yourself. Film festivals are a racket. I totally agree. Somebody say I'll be in the buffet line. Bro, listen. You may get some extra pictures out of me if you got good food at your event, fam. I ain't gonna lie. You may get some extra, what's a failure that happened to my business that I don't mind sharing, that you don't want others to make the mistake? The failure, man, I can tell you a bunch of failures, bro. The failure is trying to do everything. The failure is in my mind knowing that I can expose and accurately capture a picture in every aspect of photography and trying to do it all, just trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? And falling on my face, wondering why people are not calling me. Another failure is not being able to, not having the balls to say no. Nope, I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm good. Go somewhere else with that. Like, sometimes you be wanting money, you want to pay bills because you're struggling. Sometimes you got to tell somebody, no, kiss my ass with that. You got to. Because people they will take advantage of you. They will belittle what you do to lower the price. They will step on you and be like, oh, you just taking pictures? Sure, you can stay an extra hour. Yeah, I can, but I'm going to charge you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will just, I am notorious for pushback and making my clients do what they supposed to do. Like I don't like clients that's like, we need a video on the company. Let us know when it's done. Nah, bruh, you about to do some work because I don't know about your company. You're not about to hand it over to me. I fail, it's trash, and now y'all don't want to pay me. You're going to have to do some work too. You're going to have to write out what it is you want to talk about in this video. You're going to have to come up with this script. You hired me to shoot it. You didn't hire me to write it. You didn't hire me to be creative and come up with ideas. We can charge you extra, and I can go home and miss time with my family trying to figure out what's dope for you. I can charge you for that, but you're not going to lowball me and tell me to come up with the ideas too. It don't work like that. And you got to be able to tell people, no, I done turned down big checks. Like, nah, that ain't enough. I'm not about to stress out and work 50 hours on this just on pre-production to show up with something that you just like, and you get people who, they don't think about the consequences of the changes they require. Oh, can we go back and just Photoshop out that tree? No, we can't. That's going to take 80 more hours. I can do it, but you're going to pay for it. Oh, we don't understand why it's another $500. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'd be on set, and I shot people who, man, they didn't like something about them. Oh, I just wasn't smiling enough. Can we photo? No, we can't photo. Can you come back and reshoot it? Yes, but I'm going to charge you the whole same day rate. Why? What do you mean why? Because I got to actually go out and do it. So one of the biggest failures was being like, yeah, doing it to get the money. Like, yeah, I'll do it. Okay, you right. Man, I don't do that junk no more. It is what it is. Um, Tony, yeah, sharing the camera. You grow when you help people grow. That is one of the most biggest. That's like that is one of the keys to success. Is you grow when you help people grow. Period. You grow when you help people grow. Find people you can help grow, and I guarantee you, you will be better at what you do, and it'll come back to you. Let's see. Correct. Yeah, George. Just like an IRA, you got to have a 20-year vision. I'm gonna give you another quick tip, right? And this is something that I'm including in the master course. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of it now. When it comes to naming your company, right? I named my company Flash Film Media for a reason. Flash talks about the photography side. Film talks about the video side. And we're a media company. I never named it Ty's Photography because at some point Ty wasn't gonna show up for the job. If I named it Ty Photography, every client is going to expect Ty. Ty wasn't going. I don't want to be 50 and I got to kneel and take all these. I don't want to. I don't want to be there. Like photography, especially like this whole industry, it takes a toll on your body. You got to get gear. You got tripods. You jumping in and out of vans. I knew from the beginning I wasn't gonna be the guy there all the time. And when I was in the military, I was in a company or one of the companies had 100. It was two companies that had like 120 photographers, and some of them were trying to do their thing on the side. And they were John's photography and Bob's photography, and I was like, man, when you do a job, you got to show up. I could send somebody in a uniform and get this and make the same amount of money. So that's just a little tweak that if you're getting into the industry to think about. And you got to think big for you to see that as an option. If you're thinking small, I just want to do family portraits, make a couple $100 on the side, yada, 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 you won't see that. If you're thinking big, you'll see it. So you got to go into it thinking big. You got to go into it thinking that you're going to be the Getty images of what you do. And then you'll make decisions like that. I got a video coming up, and I'll give you just a little bit of it. We already shot it. It's just about editing at this point. If you grow up and you want to be the president of the United States, if that is your dream from the time you're 12 and you grow up, you won't do a lot of dumb stuff you would do if you didn't know what you wanted to be. You wouldn't post half-naked pictures. You wouldn't be all on camera getting drunk because you're like, I want to run for president and I don't want this getting out. I don't want to be labeled as that. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be. So that's why it's important to set your goals so you can make decisions that favor that goal. And not like, I don't know what I want to do. And then you decide one day you want to run for president, and now it's pictures of you half naked on the internet, and people are like, I don't know about you because you didn't think about it in the beginning. So set that goal and think big from day one, and then work towards that, and it'll help you make better decisions. Let's see. Thank you for helping me draw the line between business and hobby. Sometimes you got to kill something to make something grow. Yeah. Listen, companies are profiting off of your content. Why aren't you? You can say, oh, I'm just this artsy. I just like to take. Yeah, that's cool. I like to do stuff for fun too. If you pick what you like to do for your business for fun and you can get paid for it, that's a double thumbs up. But whether you like taking a picture or not, if you do it for a company or a person, every content you make, every piece of content you make, graphic, picture, video, somebody's using it to make money. They're using it to grow their business. Why aren't you making money? I'm not gonna let somebody make $1 million off a picture I took, and I'm still eating ramen noodles. I'm still checking my bank account just to add a freaking apple pie to my McDonald's order, and I see my picture on a billboard and they in a Lamborghini somewhere. It's not gonna happen to me. It shouldn't happen to you. If you know the business side, when you look at a lot of like artists from back in the day, right? You see artists that got robbed. They were great at singing. They wanted to sing, and they got a hit out, and they broke. They didn't learn the business side. Some old guys collecting checks for a song they didn't even sing. They didn't even write. They wasn't even in the studio. But because they knew the business, sign here, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna give you here's $10,000. You're rich now. They go make $200,000 off that junk a year. You took $10,000 in the beginning. And they charge you for your travel and all the expenses. That's, man, you're not getting me like that. I read enough books to know I ain't getting got like that. I'm gonna answer a few more questions and then I'm gonna call it a night because it's 12 o'clock here in Dallas and I know some of y'all turning up. Let's see. I'm dropping jewels tonight. I'm trying to drop some jewels tonight. I'm just talking. We just having a conversation. You come talk to me. This is what the conversations are like. I got friends that's probably watching like, you always like this. I started a channel because I can't shut up talking about it. This is what I love to do. Let's see. Where'd you start? What got you into filmmaking? In 1 minute or less. I can't answer that in 1 minute. Okay, here's your 1 minute or less. I was always the camera guy. Ever since I was 10, I wanted a camera for Christmas. I had cameras and camcorders. I filmed movies in my basement when I was 12. It was just my thing. I felt like my purpose on this planet was to document the stories of people. That was my purpose in life. To document. There was no greater satisfaction than for me to bust out a picture of somebody or video that I took of them and they forgot about it. Dang, what? I don't even remember. That is the best feeling ever. That is the best feeling for me ever, is to bust out something and they're like, this was in 90. Man, I forgot all about it. That to me is the ultimate joy. Is it worth getting in the Better Business Bureau or Better Business Certified? Nope. For what? How you gonna tell me my company is? How you gonna tell me what my company about? What am I gonna pay you for that for? Like, no. If the Better Business Bureau, my rating with the Better Business Bureau is not the greatest because I had a dispute with a client who tried to get out of a contract. They wrote whatever they wrote. However, my reviews on Google is ridiculously great. Like, who under 40 is looking at the Better Business Bureau to do business with you? They probably look for you in the yellow pages. They probably buy clothes at Sears. No. Them folks, no. They going to pump it up because they want your money. But how they going to tell me if my company good? And when I got 50,000 people, you know what I'm saying? That's like right now, if another channel said Flash Film Academy is not a good channel, it's not a great channel, we don't rate it as one of the greatest channels. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting here listening to me and you learning something. Who are they to tell you, because I didn't pay them to speak highly of me? No. Not unless you're trying to sell to grandmas and stuff. They check that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this question, and I'm gonna get ready to go. When you have repeat clients for a monthly blog or Insta, do you send them new contracts each and every time they call you? No, simply because usually when I set up a monthly contract or a subscription, because that's the thing, we're gonna talk about that in the future, is subscription-based services or videos, because companies need content consistently, and that's a great revenue stream and a great way to be a little more comfortable with your business. That's what Netflix do. That's what all of the companies are switching. Look at Adobe. They don't want $2,000 for they don't want $2,000 for Photoshop. They want $10 a month because they can project their earnings further and they feel a little more comfortable. So when I'm working with a client who is doing a contract, I usually write out how long the contract is. 12-month contract, we're doing 12 videos, blah, blah, blah. At that point is when you sign the agreement. And in that agreement is when you sign the contract. And this contract is good for 12 months. One-time deal. And every 12 months, we renew that contract. That contract, you know, it's up to you on whether or not you want to let them get out of it or whatever. But I usually do a one and done so that we get that part out of the way. Because contracts sometimes scare people. And I'm not in the business of scaring people. I'm in the business of solving problems with content. So that is that. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I just want to let you know that, man, I'm working hard to get this thing going. So forgive me if stuff's not perfect. Forgive me if a battery go out. Forgive me if some audio is whatever. You got to realize that I am cooking all day at work, and then I got to come home and cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a chef, when you come home, you just want to get the kids a TV dinner because you've been cooking all day. I want to thank those of you who have supported me. I want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you guys who follow me on Instagram. I want to thank you guys who comment on Facebook. I want to thank you guys who have purchased a course, even if it's a free course. If you've signed up on Flash Film Academy, I want to thank you. There is a lot of stuff coming. I'm working on a lot of stuff. So please be patient. I try to make sure right now the channel is at a point where I get to see comments. I get to see things and I can reply to them because I enjoy waking up, replying to comments. Where if I had 1 billion subscribers, it would be difficult to do. So I want to thank you guys for your support. And trust me, you guys feel like you're taking something away from me. I'm taking a lot away from you just by having this interaction and being able to talk to other people in the industry who are going through maybe what I'm going through or what I was going through. It's important that we build a community where we can bounce stuff off each other. Because sometimes you're alone, and as an entrepreneur, they say it's lonely at the top. You're alone. Your family don't get it. Your spouse may not get it. Your best friends don't get it, and you are by yourself trying to figure this thing out. So my goal was creating a platform where you got somebody to talk to. You know, it's like the Cheers bar of content creators where you can go and bounce stuff off people's head, and you can get a better understanding of, you know, just, hey, I'm not the only person going through this. Let's figure it out together. So you guys, I know y'all listed as subs and followers, but y'all really friends. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys for, man, even following my channel, man. You can be somewhere else watching booty photographers right now, but you're here with me on this Friday night. And I want to definitely say thank you guys for your support, and I will continue to bring it. Definitely. All right, guys, I am going to be out, and I will see you guys in the next video.